Well, good evening, folks. It's Papa D coming to you again from Central Florida. We are here for the second of two launches this evening that SpaceX is about to execute. This launch is a Falcon 9 carrying 23 Starlink version 2 satellites to orbit. Looks like T0 is planned for 11:01. This is currently 22:52 hours, so about 7 minutes or so, we should be able to catch this launch. SpaceX hopefully will be going live shortly, within the next couple of minutes with their feed. I want to thank everybody that has returned. We had our earlier Falcon Heavy launch, which earlier on met with a couple technical difficulties where the feed came from. But we have since corrected that. I have posted that video if you want to go out and look at it. Give you a chance to see the launch. And also, I had a remote camera out in front of our house, which is about 61 nautical miles from Kennedy, and gave a side by side view of the SpaceX feed as well as the feed that I provided. Kind of interesting. But again, the launch was perfect. The recovery of both side boosters at landing zones 1 and 2 back in Kennedy were also spot on. The center core was not, as we had previously told you, it was not recovered due to the nature of the launch where the stage 2 was going to. All the fuel was needed. There was not enough fuel to recover the center core stage, and that was not even set up for recovery as far as grid fins go or anything like that. So that was left to meet its demise in the Atlantic Ocean. We're just waiting for the live feed to pop in, and I'll be standing by. Right now, the weather and everything is good. We were running at about a 10% chance of cancellation due to high winds by the U.S. Space Force Weather Command. But right now, indications are that we are good for launch. So we'll just stand by and wait for the SpaceX feed to begin and get further updates. Appreciate you. If you can subscribe and like these videos, helps a lot as we try to grow this channel, bring you some more content relating to not only SpaceX, but space in general, and all the launch providers that are making this time is so exciting for all of us. So we'll stand by at this time. All right, folks, we have the feed that just made it to us. We're at 3 minutes and 16 seconds until launch. The strongback has already retracted. Looks like final preparations as far as fueling are taking place. They haven't begun venting yet. Okay, stage 1 LOX load has just completed.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
All right, so we have stage 2 LOX load complete now. At approximately 1 minute, we will have startup, which means that the internal computers will have taken over the launch and all activities related to the launch. And that'll be coming up in about 32 seconds.
Ground gas closeouts.
The gas closeouts, that's what you see, all the white coming out, that is all normal. What SpaceX is doing is clearing all the lines, closing out the gas, making sure there's nothing left in the lines prior to the launch. And that is liquefied oxygen, super chilled oxygen. That is boiling
Falcon 9
off.
is in startup.
And we've just reached startup. So now the vehicle is under the control of the internal computers.
Go for launch.
And the launch director has given a go for launch. So we looks like we're going to have 2 tonight. They're both in the air.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff.
And there we have it. Launch of Falcon 9.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
That is Starlink 6-36.
Power and telemetry are nominal. Falcon 9 is supersonic. Max Q.
There we go. We're coming through max Q right now. That is the highest amount of aerodynamic pressure that will be placed on the vehicle during the flight. Looks like everything is nominal. Next milestone will be MECO main engine cutoff in preparation for stage separation. For SEP.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
And we have stage separation.
INVAC ignition.
The second stage has ignited. That's the MVAC engine, a specially set up engine that is designed to operate in the vacuum of space. See on the left hand side, the grid fins on stage 1 are opening up. Those will allow the vehicle to steer once it has reached the point of the atmosphere where there is oxygen and resistance.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There go the fairings. Fairings will be attempted to be recovered. Each one of those fairings is about $3 million. So every time they can recover one of them, they have saved a lot of money moving towards the goal of a fully reusable vehicle. All right, telemetry looks good. MVAC is running hot. You see on your left, the altitude for stage 1 has pretty much stalled out. Once it reaches its apogee, which is the highest point at which they'll get based on the momentum it had at launch, the speed will start dropping with it. Right now, it is ever so slowly still gaining a little bit on the speed, but that'll start backing off.
Vehicle is following a nominal trajectory.
Okay. Trajectories are good. You gotta love these views that SpaceX provides to us. It's a far cry from what we saw many years ago as a child of the Apollo era. As I've said many times before, we were happy to see the ship go up and see grainy pictures. Now, today, we get to see a whole lot more, and we're very appreciative of SpaceX and all the providers that allow us to share that with the public.
Stage 1 FTS is safe.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
All right, FTS is the flight termination system. That's the system that can terminate the flight or allow the vehicle to terminate its own flight in the event of something going wrong. The reentry burn is a relatively short burn that will reduce the speed and allow
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
to start falling back to Earth.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
And begin its trip back to a soft landing.
Vehicle is following a nominal trajectory.
As you can see, vehicle stage 1 is down to roughly 17 miles in altitude, and speed is burning off as it reaches the part of the atmosphere where it's getting friction and allowing the grid fins
Stage 1 transonic.
with the cold jets to work. Should be seeing the ground come up fairly soon. For the ground, the drone ship where it'll be landing. We did see 2 ground landings today with the Falcon Heavy.
Stage 2 and terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Landing burn's beginning. That'll slow it down.
Landing leg deploy.
And here we go.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And there we go. We have another landing by the Falcon 9 today. So that makes 3
Pico.
for 3, with 1 intentionally put in the ocean. Well, folks, that is it for now. Appreciate you coming by for this launch. Like I said, we've had a long night with 2 of them, but SpaceX has knocked it out of the park, and we look forward to the next launch. I believe we have, check that, we have a Starlink launch in about 2 days, just under 2 days, on the 30th. That's going to be leaving out of launching from Vandenberg, Slick 4E, and that is another Falcon 9 Block 5. So that'll be a couple days. We'll have another one we can hopefully bring to you. But thank you very much for, again, taking time to come by the channel and watch history being made over and over again, but making history tonight again with 2 launches in one evening from the same coast. If you haven't already, if you can, we ask that you please subscribe, like these videos. That's how the channel will get carried, or the algorithms will take notice and allow us to do a whole lot more things down the road. As a new channel, all those subscriptions and likes do matter, and we appreciate everybody that takes the time, clicks on that banner, subscribes, hits the bell, and that way you'll get notified when we have further videos that are posted or live events that are coming up. So with that being said, thanks again. Have a good evening, and we'll see you at the next launch.